Hey everyone, how you doing? Clara Barker, and this is going to be a spoilered version of where I talk about the puzzles from the new Exit Nightfall Manor jigsaw puzzle exit puzzle game. But there will be a spoiler-free review that will go up probably a few days before this one. And so if you don't want spoilers, check that one out. I'll put a card up top. But yes, this one is if you've already played it or you want spoilers, basically. I'm going to talk about some of the puzzles and what I thought about them. Not every single one, but some of them. So let's do exactly that. And I'm actually going to start in this spoilered review by talking about the ending. So, not actually the puzzles themselves, but I really loved the fact that this had multiple endings and that depending on what you collected. Now, I think it was a real shame that very, very early on, I think you could have made some choices. And, there's the best outcome and then there's sub good outcomes and then there's a rubbish outcome almost, although you win in all of them. But what I really like is, I mean, it was pretty obvious it was going to be a vampire straight away, so we grabbed the vampire stuff and so we got the best ending, as it were. It's almost like a Silent Hill game or something. But what I loved was the text. We read through all of them. Depending on what you got a different ending, and they were all really funny. They were all really good. It's like, oh, you're throwing a tomato at the vampire. Why are you throwing a tomato? Why would you do that? That's ridiculous. Or another one, it's like, oh, you've fallen over. And I thought that there was such good humor in those endings. Oh my, they were really good fun. And so, yeah, that was. I enjoyed that. I think that in terms of ending of an exit game, this is my favorite by far. Just really, really enjoyed it. In terms of the actual puzzles themselves, I don't think that there was many that necessarily. So I've already said that I like the jigsaw puzzles, but I'm talking about the sort of solving puzzles. I don't think that there was any that massively stood out as completely brand new or anything, but I liked what they were doing. There was one where you were drawing numbers on a coffin, and then you were looking at the bats and getting the numbers. I thought it was clever with the jug. I thought that was fun, but it didn't trip us up too much. But I thought that was fun. Putting the cloud in different places to see, to get numbers. I thought that was really clever. It was interesting. At first, we're like, is it covering up towers? Are we counting towers? And then we realize it's like, oh, hang on, there's a number here. Look carefully. So that was good. That was good. Um, Looking at the camera, that was fun. It's like, here's an owl. Look at these cameras. Again, it was just. It's not anything particularly brand new, but the way it was done was fun. I mean, I even like the fact that you're collecting items and they give you a backpack to collect those items in. Like, and it's not just you're putting them on. You can actually slot them in. That's cool. That's just neat attention to detail. So, like I say, I'm not gonna go on about the puzzles too much. I quite liked the this one with the light that was leaking. I thought that was quite clever the way you were folding it. And yeah, I really liked this where you were using jigsaw puzzles to look at stuff and then you got the Roman numerals. I thought that was really clever as well. I thought that was really good fun. But yeah, so like I say, that's just sort of a quick overview of sort of what I thought of the puzzles. There was none that I disliked. There was none that I thought were clunky. There was none that I didn't think worked. Um, One that was a little tricky was the one where you're looking behind the tapestry. Um, it was a little bit clunky. It was like, oh, you need to look behind the tapestry, and that it was weird that I sort of you couldn't tell whether you were supposed to group the ABC or whether you were supposed to line them up or what. It was a little bit clunky trying to figure out how to go about that. And I think that was the one thing where we just needed a clue, because we must have done about 15 different things with those numbers on the back and those circles on the back of the tapestry. And then it was like, oh, I won't mind. One of my first thoughts was just draw lines. It was one of my first thoughts and I just ignored it and I don't know why. And well, let's kick myself. So the actual shape of the circle, I think, because it sort of said A and B, was Well, it got me overthinking, but I thought it was kind of fun that actually in this case it gave you the shapes rather than numbers, and it was actually you use those shapes. I thought that was kind of good, although I didn't. Well, we got the shapes, and it was like, should we be opening this one? I'm not sure. Should we? And we sort of just double check the solutions just to make sure that because we got it, it's like we don't want to break the game, and so it was right. But again, I enjoyed the puzzle. So yeah, this is definitely one of my highest rating ones. I really enjoyed this. I love these jigsaw ones. I really do. And I'm curious what they come out with next. I am. So yeah, with that, thanks for watching. Maybe give it a thumbs up. And until next time, take care. Bye.